Okay guys, I am going to do another tutorial. This time it's on Ryu because he is probably one of the most picked, so the most familiar for new players. This is actually going to be a tutorial for new players. So I'm going to show the very basics, things what I would wanted to have known when I first started, and I thought it'd be good to just show Ryu. I'm going to talk about the damage and the ranges mostly, and then maybe go on to combos later on. So without further ado, I am going to show the ranges of each attack. He has how many attacks? He has 6 attacks: light, medium, heavy of all punches. As you can see there, the light is a blue fist, medium's a yellow, and heavy's a red. And he also has light, medium, and heavy, and that's all kicks. And you know the color code now: blue, light, yellow, medium, and red, heavy. Okay. From standing close, this is what I call it. If you press a light punch, you'll see it does 30 damage, and it comes out really fast, so it has a lot of priority. You can combo it just by, if you're very new, I suppose you could just mash it and it will combo, but I don't advise that. I advise you to try and get the timing down, so it's just all about rhythm, you see. Missed it then on the other one. Okay, then there is the where you can do the that's the range of it. Can you see the squares? I'll put his foot there. The range is about here. So if you see where the feet are, it's about there. It's about there. It's good to know your exact furthest ranges. You see, you can dash a bit just to get it. And also when he's close, he does an elbow, as you see, and when he's far away, he does like a standing out punch, so it does have a bit more range. That's the standing light punch. The crouching light punch is basically the same, but it doesn't change animation. It keeps the same. I think it's easier to combo the standing one. I mean the crouching one. Yeah, I'd say the crouching one is it's a bit easier to combo, but you won't notice much difference. Then there's the light one, the light kick, which also does 30. I think all the light attacks do 30. Oh no, it just went there. Okay. So standing close, 30. From far away, I wouldn't advise using this one. Like, if you need to get used to your ranges, so if you were going to start using your light kicks, I'd try just use them if you're really close, or if you're crouching, because if you're trying to get this one, they can probably punish that, and it looks a bit silly as well. If you just go but it is good for anti-air. So say if they're jumping like that, because you will have noticed some people do this, they will have jumped at you with a heavy kick, and basically, if you just want to beat this with not much trouble, just light kick. It'll just knock them straight out, it'll win them. Don't worry, you won't even get hit, it'll just knock them straight out and they'll come back down. It won't do much damage to them, however. It'll do 40 damage, I think, yeah. Well, it might be a counter hit, so it might do 50 or 60, but it's still not too much damage, really. As they were going for 100, so they're trying to do about double the amount of damage as you. So it's still good, but there is better options. There's the medium punch. Oh, well, I'll show you that as well. That's the crouching light kick, again, really easy to combo. So it's good to start with the lights and mediums when you want to start combos. When you start adding the heavies, it gets a bit harder for timing wise for new players. Then there's the medium punch, where that does 70 damage at close. From far away, it does 80 damage. And also, if you press hold forward and then you press medium punch, it does an overhead for 80 damage. And overheads are good because when an opponent's crouching, because say you're doing this and they're scared about you doing basically getting hit from below, you can crouch and then they won't, and crouch and hold back, which is block, crouch block, and this won't hurt them. But if you go up to them, or even if you go here, that overhead will hit the crouch block, and the only other way to hit someone who's crouch blocking is to jump up, basically. That's the only way to hit someone crouch blocking. Or if someone has an overhead, as I was saying, you can overhead it, or you can throw it. Then there is, oh, then the crouching medium does 60, so it takes 20 off the crouching medium, but you can combo it, as you see, watch. You see? But that's a hard timing, I don't recommend trying this. It's a weird timing. Didn't mean to do that. Sometimes the DP comes out because the controls are so loose, which annoys me. I wish the controls weren't as loose as they are, but oh well. Then there is the medium kick from close, which does 80, and from far away 80 again, but it gives you a bit more range, as you can see. But you can't combo the one from far away, as you see, but you can combo the one that's close, which I'll show you later on, and you can combo that into other things. Also, if you notice, I'll just get him down to low health. As you notice, the moves do less damage now, look. When people get on lower health, the moves start doing less damage, can you see? It's only doing 23 now, as opposed to 30, what it were doing, etc. That's only doing 60. Oh wait. Yeah, that's only doing 60, as it were doing 80, I think, before. So it scales in damage. Yeah, look, 80 when they're on more health. So when the health goes down, the damage does go lower. Yeah, that's the medium kick. The crouching medium kick is one of the most used, what Ryu's actually use, because it just links to a lot of nice things. And it can turn to an option select, which I might show at the very end of this video. Just something for you to train on. So yeah, this does, how much damage does this do? I think it's 60. Yeah, 60. Which is a really nice move. Now there's the standing hard punch, which does a whopping 100 damage. Which is really nice and meaty, but it's very unsafe. If they block this, they can punish you with almost anything. So I would not recommend just going full out and just hitting this. It's a very silly thing to do. From range, it changes the animation and does 20 more damage, as you can see, which is pretty nice. Which would be a lot safer as well, using this one from far away. But still, it's you know, you need to just get used to Ryu before you start hitting these kind of footses out, because they're very dangerous on block. And also there's the crouching, which does 90, it does the least out of all of them. Yeah. And now there's the standing heavy kick, which does 110 damage from standing close. It does 110 damage from far away. And also, like the light kick, it can be used as an anti-air, which does a lot more damage as an anti-air, and it is worth using this one other than that. But as you can see, this comes out really fast, so if you haven't got the timings right, I would recommend using this. But when you do get used to it, start using this, and then eventually move on to DPs, which I'll show later. Then there is also the crouch hard kick, which does 90 damage, which is the least. But it gets a knockdown, and a knockdown is really important, because once the enemy's knocked down, then you're in control of the game, which is pretty crucial in my opinion. So that's the basics. That is the basics of his normals. Now I'll show you his specials, I suppose they'll be called. First is Hadouken, which is a half circle forward and then a punch. As you see, his light one goes slow, but I think it has less recovery, so it can straight away. It can basically, it's safer. Say if they jumped over, you might have time to anti-air them if you timed it right. I'm not 100% sure on that though. But that's his light punch, which is obviously slow. His medium, which is a bit faster. Remember, half circle forward and medium. And his heavy, which is really fast. Half circle forward, heavy. And wait, how much damage do these do? Oh, we're looking at the damage. 60 for the light, 60 for the medium, 60 for the heavy. Okay, they all do the same amount of damage, but as I say, they go different speeds. So if you want to zone, it's good to mix these up. Or also, you can't just press these over and over again. Can you see how they're not coming out? You need to wait until it's hit the opponent. So when it hits, then you can do another. You can do another. You can do another. Do you see? You see, that's heavies, mixing them up, mediums, lights. You see how it's just changing different distances, and that's how you can zone well, because it changes the distances. If you're just doing all heavies, they're going to get used to the distances, so it won't be as bad for them. But if you change them, they might end up jumping on one or whatever, blah blah blah. So that's the basics of zoning, the very basics of zoning, just using different speeds, etc. He also has the I call it hurricane kick, tornado kick or whatever. I don't know the official name for it. I'm sure someone will say in the comments what the official name is. But this is the tornado kick light, which gives you 100 damage. The medium, oops, I pressed the wrong button. Medium does 110, and the heavy 120. So they go up by 10 damage each one, and also the range changes. The light only goes, I think, about a quarter of the screen. The medium goes nearly 3/4 of the screen, and the heavy goes almost full screen, if not full screen. And that's them. And then there's one more of his specials, which is what I'm sure will have seen a lot: the DP, Dragon Punch. The light that is, as you can see, my inputs. It's kind of like a zigzag. It's like a zigzag. And that's the light version, which does 100. The medium version, which does 130, and the heavy version, which does 150. So as you see, they go up at a fair bit in damage, especially on counter hit. And also to note, when I'm talking about these, if you want to hit an anti-air, as I was saying, you can use that as the easiest. You can use this as probably the second easiest. But if you really want to get the most damage out of it, a medium DP for 120 damage, or is it 130? I think it's 130. A medium DP, it'll hit on both hits, and it will win. It will win the jump in. So that's something to note. The video's coming close to the end. I'll just show the EX versions. And EX is, can you see where the super is? That's basically 4 bars, and each 4 bar represents 1 EX. So if I want to use an EX bar, it's, let's say we want to do an EX fireball. A normal fireball would be half circle towards and one of the punches. If you want the EX, you need to use 2 punches. So I'd do a half circle towards and 2 punches. And do you see? Instead of 60, 100 damage and a knockdown. So that's pretty good. And also, what I was saying, the super, I mean the 4 bars of EX, it uses one of them, as you can see. Look, it uses one of them. And also the bar does not usually do that. It's only because I've got it on refill. If I've put it to normal, you'll see that using this, it gets rid of that bar. And to get that bar back, you either, if you ever watch people play, you see them do this, and can you see how the bar's going up a bit? You can see how it's going up, and as well as zoning gets your bar coming up, as you can see. Your bar comes up, and also it hits on combos and things like that. And there's your bar coming up again. I'll show you the EXs now. So I showed you the fireball, that's 100 damage. There's the DP, which is the exact same as a normal DP, remember, but you do the 2 punches for 140 damage. So that actually does less than a heavy. Yeah, that does less than the EX DP does less than the normal heavy DP, so that's something to note. But also, an EX DP is a safe way to hit them for anti-air again. And then there is the tornado, what I showed you, which is a half circle but backwards, and you press the 2 kick buttons. Oops. Wow. Oh, it's because I ain't got any EX. Well, that's what happens if you don't have the EX to do it. And that's the EX tornado, which does 160, which is a lot more than the normal. So yeah, hopefully you've learnt a bit. This is going to be the first tutorial I do for very beginners. I've hopefully taught you a good amount, and I will put another one up if this gets a good reception, etc. So yeah, hopefully I taught you a bit, and see ya.